Hello, my love. I hope that this finds you well and rested. I hope that you have sat up tall at some point or stood tall this morning, and if not, that you do sometime today and feel that tiny bit of grandeur that is associated with doing so, or at least that I find is associated with it. Good morning to you. I was thinking about how I thought about my existence and the existence of humanity and sort of writ large, and my thinking on this developed throughout my life as it is wont to do. But I began to think that we are more and more part of a collective. I do not think even now that we are as individual as we think we are. We are part of a larger whole, whether we like it or not, and personally I like it. But the idea of ourselves, I think, is really an illusion, and I found it much more helpful to think of myself as part of a larger fabric of existence, and that there are all of these things around us, and we are not really separate from them. If you drill down to the granular levels, it becomes hard to distinguish where we begin and where we end. For instance, are we ourselves all of the living things that are on and in our body? Are they a part of us or not a part of us? And here I'm talking about the microbiome or the microscopic creatures that are crawling on your eyelids, or bacteria in our intestine, all of such things. Where do we begin and where do we end physically is a very hard thing to pin down when you look at it a little more carefully. You could define it as a question of control. But if it is a question of control, I do not control the growth of my fingernails, so are they a part of me or not part of me? And well, you can see a little bit of where this leads one to think, but I began to develop the idea that, or accumulate or accept, that we are not individual. Our consciousness, which is a whole nother thing, gives us the perception that we are. But setting aside that our consciousness is not necessarily reliable, scientifically the lines become very blurred as to where something begins and something ends. We impose what I would view as arbitrary classifications because they work for us as to where something begins and where something ends. But if you think about a line of particles stretching across in a row, and they're all touching, they are all interacting, and we look at those particles and we say, certain of these we will call me and certain of these we will call not me. But I know as I speak I am not explaining this well. I will have to revisit this thought with you. The bottom line is that we are all one. I understand that I have not explained that just now. And the bottom line is that I think it is more realistic to think of us as connected. We are constantly influencing each other, whether it's through the motion of particles or whether it's through our psychological constructs and what we perceive other people to be doing and how we interpret it and how that affects us. There is this give and take constantly because I feel like we are part of one fabric and not individual. I have not done well with this, and so I shall definitely have to revisit it. Take it for what its muddled presentation is worth, and I shall endeavor to do it more justice at another time. Till then, I hope you go forth and are not too perplexed. Although there's nothing wrong with that. And I again recommend you check out the work of Edward P. Jones and the music of Dan Deacon. And I love you.